This is Master Guide Oliver with some nutritional, exercising, well-being, resting, nutritional information in general mostly, but there's going to be some other things I'm going to include in this channel. So the first and most important thing is your well-being, and that's feeling good. There's no way of getting around it. That's just how it is. Feeling good and allowing the feeling good is the most important thing. You cannot get around that any other way. So if something is not for your highest good, it usually, now there are exceptions, doesn't feel very good. With that being said, what does uplift you is nutrition. And nutrition is something that we're going to talk about very well today. So, water and access to healthy drinking water is probably one of the most necessary things of your body. You're mostly made up of water and energetic self, which is a conductor. And so, because you're an energetic body and you have this physical body, you must maintain a healthy level of water. When you don't, bad things happen. Dehydration, signs of dehydration are not always very apparent. Detoxification happens when you drink plenty of water, naturally. So if you have toxins in your body, best believe you're not drinking the fluids that you need. If you are gaining weight, you're probably not drinking water with meals, which you should start. Drinking water with meals is like toxin remover, which makes your bladder and your stomach and your intestines work as one rather than getting stuck in one place. So your tummy has this ability to release nutrients into your body. Even though it's constricted when you don't drink enough water, it'll still absorb nutrients. However, this gets stuck in your stomach and it sits there and it weighs you down. And so a lot of you will drink coffee or liquids that purge your tummy's blockage, like Coke or any dark man-made fluid or man-processed fluid. What you need to be drinking in the morning is Coke if you want to purge your tummy of what you ate before, like at nighttime, or if your tummy hurts. That is a good way to medicate yourself with Coke. But I recommend apple juice or a citric juice like lemon water. Apple juice, orange juice, and citric juices, especially grapefruit juice, are a more humane or evolved way of purging yourself from the toxins you accumulate. And there's no getting. Let me just remind you that you are human and you're going to taste all sorts of foods. Okay, so to avoid chicken and potato salad and shit like that is not going to always work for you. It'll work through resistance. If you naturally tend to divert from the bad diet with good diet, like say you have a craving for chicken, but you really need protein and you end up having some cottage cheese or something else that has protein in it, the craving might or might not go away. depending on what it is. Logically thinking, there are many different cycles or waves of why you might have a craving. So your logical mind might think that you need protein, but you actually need nurturing, and chicken represents nurturing to some people. So feeling heavy is a natural state of mind when you eat up too much. Okay? It's going to make you feel heavy and gravitate towards heavier things. What you can do to uplift yourselves from heavy things and gravitate towards heavy meals in general is taking a breather away from what you're doing. It's probably the best way to avoid nasty foods. When you're doing something you don't like, or something that weighs you down, or you're thinking about things that weigh you down, you will absorb yourselves. Watching yourselves really eat junk food, crave pasta, and things like that. You will have snacks, you will have bad pop, you will have all the sugary drinks, all the fatty, nasty things you really shouldn't have, but they taste oh so good because they relieve the pressure and the stress. So what they do is, because you are absorbing all the heavy things that are weighing you down, you then need something to distract you that feels well. And the way you do that is through food, or through sex, or through enormous amount of music, or something that feels good to the body that takes you away from your thinking and your doing. Something good to focus on. So I suggest strongly that when you are heavily weighed down, food is not the only way to relieve the pressure and the stress. So a lot of you are just going to food because it's easy, it's convenient, it's what you're used to, and you don't know a different way of going about your day without having snacks and cigarettes and booze to relieve the pressure and the stress. So like things like yoga, sitting, meditating, getting outside, doing the things that you love, focusing on things that make you happy and light. And as I cannot precisely tell you what those things are for you, what you can do is observe yourself for a few weeks' time and see what is it that makes you light and happy. Now you will notice things like dancing or staring outside, petting your cat. Little things like that will help you see what makes you uplifted. Okay, so there's this downward spiral that you participate in, and then there's this upward spiral that you participate in. When you see yourself pulled down, when your body feels heavy, when you're craving shit you normally would not crave, and you know that you're doing it, walk away just for a minute to break the momentum of either your thinking or of your doing or of your singing. Brings you upliftment. Get in your car, go for a drive and sing. Sing your lungs out. It will make you smile, it will make you happy. It doesn't mean that you're still not going to eat that nasty food. It just means that you are finding a different way to uplift yourselves. You should still have meals. You should still take yourself out on dates. You should still cook for yourself. So let me address cooking for yourself. Meals that are made with love are the highest of vibrational frequency. So when your mom cooks for you, there's a reason why people don't get away from that when they say that my mom makes the best meals. When your mom makes the best meals, it's because she loves you. When your boyfriend makes the best meals, it's because There's a frequency of gratitude and love. Okay. Now, processed food is made by machines, and this is a low vibrational frequency because the prana inside food is also very important to consider. Okay, so you are energetic beings and energetic bodies you have. And so let's talk about all the different ways of prana that you accumulate inside your body. So your light body absorbs light, not only through sunlight, but through eating greens, through meditating, through Reiki, through channeling, through dancing is another way because you release and relieve stress and pressure. So anything that takes away resistance, anything that makes you feel uplifted will bring in prana from your crown chakra. Meditating on your crown chakra is an excellent way to bring in prana. Okay? So how you do this is you focus upon the top of your head and even massaging the top of your head. Imagine tingling on the top of your head. Imagine a lotus flower opening on top of your head. There's a million different ways. Vibrating energy or seeing a source of light coming through your crown or top chakra or the top of your head is probably the most effective way. Just a beam of light penetrating your whole body. And you just sit there and absorb that for about 5 minutes. It will restore your prana. Most people don't take the time out to do that. Another way is grounding. Mother Earth itself absorbs prana through the oceans, which vibrate at a certain frequency and absorb light. Okay. Trees, rain, washing away, restoring, any of those thunderstorms, electricity, anything that zaps you. So when you touch a vibrational frequency that is high in prana, it will feel like electricity. Okay? Some of you can feel that. Let me take you into another subject. So prana exists on all sorts of levels, and it goes like this. From the top, okay, from the bottom, and it meets somewhere in the middle. Okay, so the most high foods in prana will be things like carrots that live underground and fruit that are high in the trees. So fruit will absorb. Fruit is like growing a baby. Okay, so when you're eating fruit, it's good for the baby. When you're eating carrots, it's good for the baby. So not only are you getting the uplifting energy and the grounding energy, but you're mixing both energies. So it's like mother, father, God. Male, female balance. Black and white, yin and yang. Okay, you gotta have a combination of both. Water is a neutral ingredient that your body needs the most. Okay, now fruit is plenty of water. Okay, and carrot pulls water into it. So not only are you getting more sufficient plump sort of freeing your electricity, or your natural energetic body has a much faster way of growing, if that makes sense, when you eat lots of fruit and you ground that energy with vegetables. Okay, so those vegetables that grow right above the ground, those have lots of prana. Anything green that's just above the earth, like cabbage. You'd be surprised. Most of you won't know how much prana there is in cabbage. Simple physics. Okay, the light, the surface of the light, and the light beams that produce earthly foods are very important for you. So when you eat things like crackers, you're not getting shit. And that's fine if you want to eat crackers, but just know the consequences of eating crackers. It's fine if you eat it. Just know that you're going to need food that is real, made by the earth, because you are made of the earth. So is your body, so your electrolytes, your circuit systems, your nervous system, your hair comes from the earth. It doesn't come from crackers. So just know that when you eat junk food, and it will accumulate. So the best way to detox or lose weight is to fill yourself up with prana and relax. The number one cause of stress is doing things you don't normally want to, or things like work is probably the number one stress reliever is detoxifying not only the body but the emotional mind. And when you relax and take yourself away from all those things that stress you out, like going to the park, I know it sounds silly to some people, but that's really what's going to help you lose weight, is the relaxation and the detoxification of the natural cortisone chemicals that are building in your body. Okay, because when you are stressed out, you don't feel safe. When you don't feel safe, you don't let go, and your body does the same. Okay, so it will feel energetically heavy. So now we come full circle and we go back to, what do I do when I feel heavy? Okay. So you will put on weight when you do things that make you feel heavy. You will gravitate towards things that are, you are a vibrational match to what you are. So potato salad is something that you will have when you are doing something you just don't want to do. Basic, simple math, physics, law of attraction, yada, yada, yada. What you want is the solution, which is detoxification of your mind, body, and spirit, which is away from what makes you stressed. The person, the circumstance or situation, or finding a relaxing way to be around this person and be around your work and be around your kid that day or whatever. Finding things that help you de-stress while you're in a stressful situation is the number one thing that will help you gain weight and then lose it. When you gain weight, you got to lose it. And you counter out those balances by bringing yourself to a relaxed state of mind no matter what the situation is. Look at it like this. When you have a heavy situation in your body, what do you think that honestly means on an energetic level? I would say you're absorbing things that weigh you down. And you're stressed. It's like keeping yourself captive almost. Yes. So the shoulds, supposed to, there is no other way, or I don't know how else to do this, those are the things that are blocking you from losing weight or gaining you weight. And it's fine. We are not saying we are resisting this, because resistance to your weight is actually a block in itself, and many of you or most of you have resistance to your own weight. You got to pull yourself away from resistance and the things that weigh you down and take your mind away and then focus on the solutions. Every time you feel bad about your muscles or your lack of mobility, focus on how you are mobile in this moment. Take yourself swimming or running or walking and focus on, or in the mirror, flex your muscles and see, well, I do have some muscles. So the moment that you see that you do have some of what you want, more will come. So by the law of attraction, you can either focus on the negative and the bad. Okay, you can take your mind away from all of the stress you can take your mind away and you can focus on the things. No, I do have muscle underneath all this fat, and it's a lifestyle change. And I can drink lemon juice water every single morning to give me not only the energy but the detoxification, and then it's a natural way of detoxing the body, or grapefruit juice or juice, citric juice. And then milk and honey at night, which nurtures the body. So milk has a way of energizing the body in a calm state of mind. So milk, let's just talk about the properties of milk. Milk is this magical little elixir, whether it's cow or goat or human, that has these magical properties. I would call them magical. It's like magic, really. What milk does is bring you into a very calm, relaxed state of mind. So what happens is cortisol levels drop drastically when you drink milk. Okay? Cortisol is a nasty little chemical. It's not nasty. It's a result of a certain way of being. And when you drop cortisol levels, your fat releases from your body very easily. So lemon juice in the morning, okay, or citric or acid, whatever. And then when you bring yourself to a close of your day, you would drink milk and honey. Honey has also produced effects similar to milk in the body. So when you combine the two, there's this magical combination, but don't put too much honey because then it burns. So just the right amount of light honey that tastes good for you, and you will know what that is when you make it the first couple of times. So grapefruit juice in the morning. Grapefruit also has some of the strongest properties to drop cortisol levels because it's bitter and it's citric and it tends to be reddish, which is good for the blood and purification. So it uplifts and it's magical, just like milk and honey. Okay? Grapefruit juice. Anything else? Okay, so Oliver, I just want to ask, so you talk about like fruit and vegetables and prana, and what about like things like legumes and what else other than fruit and vegetables is good to eat? Like, you know, there's starches and things like that, or like beans and things. So how, and what about eating animal protein? Can you talk about that a little bit? Yes. Drink lots of fruit juice or water when you consume things that are not fruits and vegetables. Why do I say that? Because they're harder for your tummy to digest, and then you get blockages. And then you weigh heavy. And then you eat more. And then you gain weight. And then it's hard to resist because you've built the momentum. Holy shit. Okay? So when you make your... So here's the thing. If you normally don't drink a glass of water with your meal, which is stupid, unintelligent way of living. Make your meal smaller by half and only eat, here's the thing, only eat as far as it's comfortable, and then understand that eating builds momentum. When you eat and eat and eat and eat to try to find that satisfied craving feeling, one, it's because you're eating something that's not really that satisfying for you. You chose something that you don't actually crave or need, or the craving is much less, and you can be having something that is much more appropriate for you. That's the number one thing. When you overeat, it's because you are not getting the precise nutrients or the precise craving satisfaction or the precise meal of what you actually really, really want. And most people don't get clear on what it is they are actually craving through their feeling. What do I really feel like eating? And then allowing that answer to surface, okay? And if it's a bucket of chicken, okay, if it's a bucket of chicken, You then ask yourself, why am I craving a bucket of chicken? And then trust that answer. And if you want to switch from a bucket of chicken to edamame beans, know that you're not going to be fully satisfied and the craving is not there. Okay? So if it's something heavy, like cream, know that it is for your highest good to have at least a little bit of that. And when you get the craving and satisfaction, okay, know to stop, let it go, and then forgive yourself for whatever you think is wrong with that. Okay? Because a lot of you think that there's something wrong with craving the foods that you crave. With that being said, I still stick by what I just said about heavy foods and potato salad. Because a lot of you will eat potato salad but never feel quite like the craving is satisfied, and you can eat a whole container and still want something else. So get clear on what it is you really want and then have it. And have plenty of water with it. So what happens is that when you have a craving, there's either a specific vibrational frequency of the food that you need, and that's resonating with you and you need something from that. And there's aspects of self that are needing thousands of things from different kind of foods. Okay? So specific foods have specific things. Trust yourself, trust your cravings, trust what you know. Okay? The number 1, 2 thing is that there's not enough of availability of certain thing. And then you substitute. That's fine too, but you'll have to eat more of that substitute and you'll crave it. So water, bringing water in will help you understand, because your body naturally will absorb very effectively something you're drinking with water. And substitute that for what you're really craving, what you really want. I cannot stress that enough. Go get what it is you really want, and then see how you feel. And eat only as much as you want of that, and then let that thing go. And then the next thing, and then the next thing. And that's a healthy lifestyle. Okay? Let's talk about building momentum and eating what's in front of you. So sometimes people are used to, from childhood or from birth, to eat what's in front of them until the plate is clean or finished or done. You do not need to do that anymore. Even if you serve yourself twice, but even if you give yourself way too much food on your plate, it is okay to stop and throw away the food. Now, I wouldn't highly recommend this. Be smart. Only give yourself what you're actually going to eat. But at first, you might make a few mistakes in serving or portion sizes. It's really important to get to know when you need to stop. And a lot of you were taught to keep filling yourselves up beyond what your tummy or your belly is telling you. Okay, I've had enough. But your parents said, no, don't waste food. Or your parents said, no, that you need to finish that because it's good for you. Don't believe that nonsense. Your brain is telling you that because you were taught that. Your body is telling you something else. Listen to your body. Your emotional well-being depends on it. So when you eat the food, and even though you finish it, you're not going to have the reward of your parents. Good job. You ate it all. No. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel weighed down. And the next time you're going to do the same thing, because now you're building a momentum and overeating. Stop. Give yourself permission to not finish the food you don't like. Make it acceptable that you don't like something, and even voice it. I don't like this. I'm sorry. And don't feel guilty, because your emotional well-being and the well-being of your body is the most important thing you can give yourself. Your body is to be taken care of and nurtured and freed from the obligation of eating more than you need to. Okay. So that's beyond that. The next thing we're going to talk about is emotional well-being while you eat. Feeling happy thoughts and feeling gratitude or being grateful for the food is also beneficial when you ingest something you might not necessarily feel free about. What do you mean? So say you're having ice cream and you know you shouldn't, and you know it's late at night, and you know that's probably going to gain you weight. Let yourself free and allow that nutrition, whatever is in it, to absorb. Through your emotional body, you tend to neglect or lower the vibrational frequency of a certain food. Say you have milk and coffee and you don't think it's good for you. You're actually lowering the aspects of self that are benefiting from this. So you're pulling yourself down. So your thoughts can change the vibrational frequency of the food that you're eating. Remember that. Feeling gratitude and happiness when you eat something you assume or think you might not or should not have. Allowing that to surface and then accepting it that it is okay to eat those foods and have as much as you'd like is also beneficial. Okay? So feel free to have a lollipop or to explore junk food, but be happy about it and eat only as much as makes you happy. Okay? It might be 2 crackers. It might be 3. It might be 10. But in the end, feel gratitude towards yourself and a cracker, and then you will raise the vibration of the food itself. Even though it was man-made, even though it probably doesn't contain too much nutrition, the love that you put into the food that you're eating heightens the vibrational frequency of the food, making you vibrate at a higher frequency. So your thoughts program the food that you're ingesting. Does that make sense? You can program your water for well-being. Okay? Dr. Emoto is very good at this, or was. God bless him. Right. So we're going to post this video in our well-being folder. So this is for your well-being. Prana, fruit, vegetable, relaxation, cortisol levels. Drinking coffee is okay sometimes. Don't take that self away from yourself. Have pleasure. Enjoy your life. But know that what you want to feel and how well you want to feel about the food that you're eating and about the workouts that your well-being is the most important thing. Do that. Be well. That's it. One more thing. Eat apples for breakfast. Often enough, fruit will uplift you out of the lower vibrational frequency or state of mind. When you sleep, you kind of tend to sink into your subconscious mind, which carries a lot of heavy stuff. Unless you have a master guide who comes into your dreams and dictates what you dream about. That's always fun too. Ask for that if you want. It's a great experience or way of learning. So when you open up your day, fruit is always a good idea. So a bowl of fruit for breakfast is like magic. It will uplift you and give you the right amount of energy or the right prana to get you through the day. But make sure you eat something slow burning, like oatmeal or rice, like slow burning starches, like oatmeal would be a good, or cereal, not the Rice Krispie stuff, but grains and fruit. That's it. Okay. Good. Thank you for watching. Thank you. This is Master Guide Oliver with Magdalena chiming in. Good night and goodbye.